So this week we're going to begin with a print called, let me see if I can find it, right, ankle curve long. Now we've mentioned these before, but there's two versions. This is actually the one that we're after. Let me just turn that around. Okay, so basically what we've got there is well, it's the curved bit on the top. I'll explain it once I load it up. Now there is another version called ankle curve standard. Gonna be absolutely honest with you, I have no idea what these differences are. I'll see if I can have a look. If we pull them in, overlap them. No, I actually can't see a difference. Oh well that, I mean, what I'm going to do, right, the difference between the two is that if one you want the leg longer, oh, it might actually be where these dots are. Let's have a look. Yeah, that might make, whoops. Yeah, it could be, I don't know, I might even send a message to Mr. Badley and ask. So we're going to print this off, and this is going to take approximately, I think it's about 6 to 7 hours. Yeah, 6.5 hours, but that's on my setting. So I do, I've had problems fairly recently with the printer, and I've actually cleaned the bed and I've done some maintenance on the 3D printer, so it probably would be fine, but I've increased the wall count to 5, and I've increased the infill to 25%, so it is taking longer, but this particular setting works when the 3D printer is slightly sick, and it works really well if the 3D print is behaving. Obviously you set things how you want. If I change that to a 0.2 layer height, obviously that would take even longer, but 6.5 hours for that piece, I'm rather happy with. Okay, so this is our ankle piece here, ankle curve. Because it's on such high resolution, you've got quite a blocky curve here, but that's fine, I can fill and sand that. The most significant thing here is we've got 2 holes there. This is for drilling out locating pegs, and it's going to go into the ankle joints that we've looked at previously, and that will end up there like that. So what I'm going to do, you've seen this before, so I'm just going to go straight in, and I'm going to just do these. You know what I'm doing, I've done this before when I put the body together. So that one didn't print out too well, so that hole might be, just got to be a bit careful. Doesn't matter if you go in too deep. Even if you were stupid enough, I say stupid enough, even if you were daft enough to push it so far to come out the top, that's not going to be a problem, because we can always fill that later on. But obviously try and make it nice and neat, and I'll just check those with a bit of filament. Perfect, and then obviously what we'll do is we'll drill these holes out to meet those. So there is going to be quite a bit of work today. The problem I've had is that there's lots of times when I could have done some work. You know, that's going to cause a problem. There's been times when I could have done some work, but I'm not sure if that work would have interfered with what we're doing. So for example, I could have stuck the side panels on, but I felt that we'd had to do extra sanding to get it all level, and then we'd have had to do some sanding later on for something else, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do now, just need super glue, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chuck some glue on the end there, not too thick. Just pop that in there, and oh, that's stuck almost instantly. That's pretty good even for super glue. And then we just cut this a little bit long, and you know, that might even be too long, but that's fine. So these are quite deep holes I've done, so they are going all the way down, so I'm putting a little bit extra glue on there. This one not needed so much because that's not quite so deep. So, oh god, I'm wiping my trousers on wiping my fingers on my trousers. Normally I have a pair of jeans that I do crafting in, and they're full of full of paint and glue and all sorts of weird stuff, and I forgot I've got my work trousers on. So there we go, that's starting to stick. So what we'll do now is we'll just check this fits. I may actually have cut these tabs too long, but that's fine. Always better to cut tabs too long than not long enough. Oh, look at that, that is absolutely perfect fit. So the next job, what we're going to do, this will be my plan of action, and I'll explain the plan of action and I can just get on with it, speed it up. I'm going to use epoxy glue, and I'm going to glue this to here, obviously locating the tabs there. Then I'm going to clamp that. While I'm doing that, while that's drying, I will then pop on the panels on the side here. Again, epoxy glue, and then I'll clamp those if I can, just depending on how many clamps I've got. Then once it's ready, I will take the clamps off here. No, I'll leave those clamped. I'll then attach right, I will attach this, and what I'm going to do is, obviously that won't be loose because this will have the side panels on, but I'm going to attach this. This is probably going to be a 4-day job, so I'm going to attach, let me just pop these on dry, because it is a bit frustrating when this piece is jumping all over the place. Right, so that's not wanting to go on there. There we are. So, right, so I'm going to epoxy glue this on, and then I'm going to wait for it to dry, and I want to see how strong it is, because one thing I'm considering is actually drilling a hole through here and making locating pegs, as we have done with this, but I don't want it to drill all the way through to the holes, and once that is on absolutely firmly, this can then be glued. Sorry, this will be this will be glued on, and again I might I might drill through a hole about there and there and pop a pin through, and then I'll 3D pen all of this, and that should be solid as a rock then. And I would normally play a song there or sing, but I am a little bit worried about copyright warnings. Right guys, so that is my plan of action. I'm going to get on with that next, and then yeah, and that's going to be quite a lot of work, I think. Okay, so this is the main body of the leg complete now. So we've got our horseshoe. Whoops, didn't mean to knock the microphone, I do apologise. So this is the main body of it. This ankle is now stuck on permanently. Still needs a little bit of filling in with a 3D pen. And you can see that all the wires are going to come through there. They're going to run down this channel. I can't show you on camera, I don't think. But those channels, the most important thing really is just making sure those channels are the correct way round. So yeah, that's basically it. What we're going to do next week is we're going to work on, I'm just going to grab R2. We're going to work on this big blue section there. Now that is a big print, it's about 18 hours worth of printing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that print into two. We'll do the top half. Or piece near the top, because that's gonna, whoops, sorry, he does get going a bit. You see we've got two magnets left over, and that's for the blue section. So what we will do is we will get this bit done as quickly as we can. So next week we'll just print that one piece of the blue bit off. I think it's the long piece that's going to go about there, and then obviously we can start tidying this up, and then we'll put the magnet in the blue bit. And then the following week we'll finish the blue bit off. We'll start to tidy all of this up. It's going to be a big job. This was a big job in the sense of it's a little bit of work, then you wait, and then a little bit more work, and then you wait. So it's taken about 4 or 5 days to get to this point, but it's only been about 5-10 minutes work a day. So it's a little bit, you know, it's a lot of work, but it isn't. But we will actually be getting on cracking on doing some real work. Yeah, so I'm going to crack on with the LEDs now, and then obviously we'll be doing, I can't show you because I haven't printed it yet. We'll be getting on with another piece, and then we'll go through the budgeting, and then hopefully I will see you next week. So take care, guys. So we're going to finish this week's build up with a file called, forgive me, I've not got this ready. This is, oops, right, this is part of the body, and it's piece number ring 220. It's a really simple print. You can see it's just part of a ring, and that will print off in not too long, I don't believe, 7 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, so this is the piece printed off. Again, it's really not anything amazing on its own. It's quite literally the sum of the parts, but you see it's actually come out quite good quality. There's going to be a couple of connectors go in there, and I believe that there's going to be a door on there. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's how it's going to go. Okay, so this is the point I need to ask you an important question. Obviously I'm making these videos as a build diary primarily, but obviously they're there for your enjoyment too. Now the legs are drawing on quite a lot, and they're going to draw on even more. What we have actually completed is all of this white bit to there, and then obviously the bit that plugs into the feet. The feet are going to come, well, what we call the greebles are going to come next. You've got the blue bit there. Sorry if you can't see very well. You've got the silver bit down there, you've got the silver bit there, you've got this bit there, this bit, and you've got this bit at the bottom, this bit at the back, this bit at the back. That will then be the, oh, and these bits there as well. So there's quite a few bits. I think there's probably going to be about another roughly 4 weeks until just the leg is complete. Then we'll begin on the foot, and that's, I'll give you a sneak preview. I've been playing. This is just an experimental, but this is the inside of the foot. This isn't going to be part of the final model. This is just having a play. This is all done with PLA, and PLA isn't going to be suitable. So there's going to be a motor in there. Then there will be an outer cover. So this will end up looking like this. And obviously there's bits and bobs to go on top. Then you've got these motor housings. Then you've got these hoses. So that presents me with a problem. I'm going to guess we're probably going to spend about 20 weeks on just the left leg. Then obviously we have the right leg. Now basically the right leg is going to be exactly the same as the left leg, except that the parts are the opposite way round. And I have already begun work on them. So this is just to prove. Obviously you realise that what I'm doing is I'm printing parts many weeks in advance, so that I can crack on with the videos, and I'm producing the videos weeks before they're produced. So this is where we are actually up to with the left leg, and this is where I'm up to with the right leg, and you can see they're the same. So my big question for you is, do you really want me to produce videos for the right leg in detail as I've been doing, or shall I just crack on with something else? I'll get on with the right leg in my own time, and then I'll just give you a 2-minute update. Oh, this is what I've produced so far. Obviously I still need to add the costings for the right leg into the costings at the end of the video, but really basically the question I'm asking you is, do you really want me to produce the right leg in detail? I also have some good news. One of the main things I was trying to save up for was the Lazy Susan. Now I'm going to do a video later on all about the Lazy Susan, but I thought that was going to be one of my bigger costs at £75. So as you can see, if you remember the costings from last week, we haven't quite got enough yet. But I've now managed to source a new Lazy Susan, which apparently is perfect. I've ordered it, but I haven't received it at the time of making this video, and the cost of that is £15, so that's a £60 saving. And I'm also going to be in the process shortly of ordering the motors. Now the motors are going to go into the foot like that, and they're going to drive the wheels. There'll be 2 wheels in here, and the motor will drive that wheel, and they're actually electric scooter motors. You know the stupid scooters that the kids have that just look like they're going to break? Well, you can get an electric version of that, and the motors are about £20–25 each. So yeah, so that's it. Please drop a comment here below. I personally don't think there's any value in me doing the right leg in the detail that I've been doing with the left leg, but if that's something that you really genuinely want to see, me doing the exact same thing over and over, I will quite happily do that. As for the forecast for the number of videos, I really don't know. we're up to, this is episode 28, so we're more than a quarter of the way through. I think that by the time we do the body and the legs, we're going to be up to episode 50 at least. But let's be fair, once we've done the dome, the body and the left and the right leg, we're well over halfway there, and we've got all the internals to do. So right, anyway, look, I keep rabbiting on, so drop us a comment. Do you want to see the right legs in full detail? Cheers. So the costings for this week, excuse me, we had £47.54 left over from last week, episode 27. We had £10 for that. The ankle curve cost us £3.44. LEDs 25p, and the ring 2-piece 20 that we printed was £2.12. So that means we've only spent £5.81 this week, increasing our total to £51.73. And I'm going to do a horrible thing now. We've been saving up for a piece of equipment that's an absolute major cost. The original costing I had means that we're about 2/3 of the way there, but I'll tell you in a couple of weeks time I'll bring it up again, and I've actually managed to get it a lot cheaper, meaning that we've actually got enough for it so we can actually buy it whenever we want, but I'll tell you about that in a couple of weeks. Okay guys, thank you very much.